if you don't have the results suppressed. Obviously, in your early voting period, you'd have results suppressed, but you can drill into the ovals, you can drill into the ballot images. Where that's come in handy in the past for people is if there was a streak on one of the camera lenses or something like that, you can identify it through the imaging and see things like that.
So just one thing, you asked about pricing. This is $60,000 in the state contract with 5 years of support included on it.
Okay.
Which is Ohio required. So I think $40,000 is usually our base price. We have the 5 years of support. So $60,000. I think that's half an acre.
Is it half of an 850?
They're 107.
Okay, so a little less. So, just a comparison. But as compared to the IBML is 4 times faster, so fast. But benefits to both.
Yeah, sure.
You get more, you get more redundancy from having more of those. So it's just both options exist.
How
This image came from that
accurate
state
is that?
that I just
I mean, my question would be, is that very accurate?
From counting the ballots?
Yeah.
So I think to pass certification, you're allowed 1 on every 100,000 or something. And we never passed our certification, we never had that.
That's good.
One of the very important things that we say though is the scanner is just taking an image. So it's our software that is tabulating, that is counting it once the polls close, and that is getting, that is what's actually doing the tabulating. So the scanner accuracy is just taking an image, right? And our software, which they're showing here, is what is actually counting the results and doing the tabulation. It's not that piece of hardware there, right? It's our software behind it. And so from an accuracy standpoint, yes, we stand behind our software, ClearBallot software, not only because it goes through certification, but because what he's about to show you, we can audit ourselves. We can show you the accuracy of marks that were fully filled in, or marks that were lightly filled in, or marks that circled the name. Whatever you might see in an absentee environment, we can bring up right there. And that auditability is, like, we audit the others, but we find ourselves, we want to be audited. Audit us. You can audit us visually, but we also partner with all the audit, different audit opportunities out there. There's so many audits, whatever it is, but we really believe in that accuracy because you can see it.
So the beginning of that too, we were gonna do a little play. I initialed one of the contests just to show you the speed that it's all filtering in. So those were all blank ballots that we ran through, and you could look at the reports of that. But I also initialed one vote in one contest, and it just popped up. Kier ran the batch twice as a sample earlier, but you can see my initials on one of the oval boxes. And if you scroll over, you can see the entire contest area. And all of that is filtering in real time immediately during your scanning, so you can review things like that. And we'll get into the administrative benefits towards the end of the presentation, things like digital adjudication, more or less, and I know that you guys have very specific reasons why you lay hands on ballots for things like auditing and for recounts, but our system is designed so that you never have to lay hands on a physical paper ballot ever again once it goes through one of our scanners. And I don't say that to mean that you wouldn't. I just say that our system can do everything you could possibly need it to do without ever laying hands on it. You can do everything 100% digitally. And that is why it is the next step forward in paper-based voting.
Quick question,
Sure.
I guess for our ballot team. Is this the stack? Are our ballots this thick?
This is the.
Is this required to, this
No.
isn't what you have to print?
Nope.
There's a range, that's on the heavier
What do
end.
we print on right
Not this big.
now?
This is thicker than what we use.
So we provide all of our customers with a guidance document on what paper stocks have been tested, and we have, I don't know this for a fact, but I'd be willing to
What are
bet.
the chances that we're not seeing any issues with scanning unfolded ballots because we're using a thicker stock at this point?
I wouldn't say that is high probability at all. Hey, there's a
I'll
reason
come
that,
back with another 100 on a different
yeah,
side.
there's a reason that we're the largest vote by mail system provider in the country, right?
Well, if you would like to go dig them out of the file, then
I'll
help
unfile
yourself, but
them in a
I'm,
couple, after the presentation. I'll
But
file them.
but we also, during the implementation process, like, set that up, right? You can set up what stock you have, there's all that is within what the Fujitsu drivers, and also IBML does a long setup process depending on what stock you set. In fact, before they even ship them from Alabama, we have the ballot printers send the actual stock that the county uses down there.
what's that printer type? I'm sorry.
This is
Yeah.
Fujitsu.
scanner, yeah.
What was, do you
Fujitsu's
remember what was
email.
yesterday? What kind of was
Quite certain it was probably a Canon.
Yeah.
It was a
Maybe
Canon.
it was,
Yeah.
If something goes wrong with the printer, we just go out and buy another printer, since it's a software that does all the work.
So you
We find
can.
one at Best Buy.
Yep, you can. They have very quick, the big supply chains, so they have very quick. They too, just like IBML, have regional teams that'll do next day or same day support. But yeah, those are available. Those are available, right? And as long as it's that model that's certified on the state contract, absolutely.
I might be jumping ahead, so feel free if you're gonna get there. What would happen if, you get a double pick or something like that scenario?
If it does pick up two ballots at
Yeah.
once, it recognizes it immediately and it'll actually flag it and it will stop the scan. So it'll say double key detected and show you the image of what was just taken on the screen and ask you basically to verify.
And do you want to rescan, or, and a lot of times you'll find it thought there could be a double feed and there wasn't, so you can say, no, it's good.
Yeah.
But it stops it before it puts it all the way out, so you can tell.
Is skewing an issue at all, or is your program able to identify it
Yep.
even if it's?
Yep, skewing is not an issue generally, unless it was a hard skew, if it was,
Okay.
completely off. But basic skewing, absolutely, because again, our imaging is just recognizing the timing marks and there's autocorrect functions built into it.
These features.
Yep.
Have you talked
Okay.
about like the streaks and things like that, like they saw in Maryland or other places? But now you know that.
No, I haven't, generally. So we did a full audit of, we do a full audit of the state of Maryland, every state and federal election starting in 2016. So we're auditing between 3.4 and 4.4 million ballots per election, literally 100% statewide. And we do that through the import of the images taken through ESNS's system. In 2016, we were able to identify a streak pattern that had developed in scanners with their system that caused ballots to be.
But even with ours too, I mean, it's not specific, but sometimes scanner lenses get dirty.
Okay.
Right? It happens, right? It's not specific to them, it's not specific to anyone else. We see it in this system, of course, right? We see, and we have a process where you open it up, clean the lens, and you move on. But what's core to our software is that the software highlights it and shows it to you, right? It can narrow it down to this scanner,
Yep.
right? This specific
Very
scanner
good.
here that you're doing your absentee voting on is getting a high rate of overvotes or something because it has dirt on the lens. You need to clean it. And even beyond your daily cleaning, your twice daily cleaning, the software alerts that to you. And so it's not something that any scanner company can come in and say their lenses don't get dirty. Every single one of them, it happens no differently to us than it does the competitors. And nightly procedures are great, but using software to identify those things is sort of the next step.
Thank you. Yeah, and everything is databased in our system, the images, the ovals, the candidate areas, and you can kind of slice and dice that data however you want. So you can do it obviously through the target cards like we just said, you can run reports through by the scanners, really any which way that you want. And you'll see more of what we mean by that as we get through. Yeah, with that, if anybody has any other questions, I was going to kind of hop into ballot programming and all of that.
With the reports that are available, like, can you get a report that will show, exactly which precincts were in that batch that you scanned? And
Yep.
how many?
Yep. Hey, when we did the project in say a Warren County earlier, we would rescan their ballots, and we would occasionally find one ballot from precinct 2 in the stack with precinct 3, and we were able to actually help with that. Because again, it's going to be, you'll be able to run reports on what you just ran and then what precinct every ballot's associated to. So, you know, if they all should be from precinct 1 and there's a different ballot out there, it'll identify it. And it'll actually tell you which number ballot that is in the stack that you just scanned. So if it's the 10th ballot, you can literally go find that and pick it out.
If somehow a ballot was scanned, like, let's say twice,
Do we just want to stay?
can you just delete that out of the system, or how does that work?
Sure, a ballot scanned twice. Right now, we do not have detection for scanning the same ballot twice. There's no unique identifier on the ballot, which we did that for a reason, that there's no unique identifier to that ballot specifically, because then it could be tied back to, you know, a voter, if it could be tied to the ballot potentially.
If you get into any situation like that though, where you need to get rid of a scanned image and redo it, you can do it by box or batch.
Yeah.
So maybe you have your batches set at 200. You can delete that full batch and then go back and redo it.
If there's any question. Yep, so if you say, oh shoot, did I just accidentally rescan a ballot twice, you can just delete the box and rescan, more or less.
Could you just delete the 2 images you think are duplicated and then rescan the one ballot?
Just the box.
Just the box.
Yep. Should we stay in the tabulation software and adjudication software since we're already kind of in it, and then get into the ballot creation and programming stuff? Would that work for everybody?
That's a security feature, because you have to have people enter dual box.
It's up to you. You can just tell me what it is.
Traditional scanner operator